What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Bastian Schweinsteiger's loan card. We've got him as the daily icon captain SBC. We haven't actually looked at what's required for him, but judging from Zanetti, I'm hoping not too much. It is a 0 of 8, so we've got the bronze and silvers as a standard. We then start off actually quite high for Bastian. 84, 85 times 2. We then have an 86, 87 and 88. Even though he's had a very nice upgrade from his centre mid, including a lot of pace, I think a plus 11 by the looks of it, which again is quite a nice version. But he does take up a right mid spot now. So instead of obviously being a centre mid, which is where we're going to put him anyway, even though the stats are pretty nice as a box-to-box, really. He reminds me very much of a flashback Cruz, so it will be interesting to see how he does that. He is a 3-star, 4-star, high, 6 foot right-footed, with only team player on his traits, which again, very, very interesting to see what actually would be beneficial for a midfielder in terms of their traits. In terms of the stats, we're going to be whacking a shadow on him, gives him 97 pace, 95 defending. We've already got a lot of shooting and dribbling from him, which is always fantastic. The agility balance coming in just above average, and even physicality's had a very nice upgrade from his 91. The big thing that is he's got a 91 prime, which is coming in at about 210, whereas his prime moments at the minute in terms of transfer price is about 650. That is with any leaks that he came out about an hour or two ago, so it is interesting to see if that's going to even more spike or just stay around about this sort of price, because I like the price of him. I just don't think he's necessarily worth it as a right mid. If he was his standard centre mid, I think most definitely you're looking at a very nice card here. Whether the SBC is worth it with everything that's coming out, prices are going to fluctuate massively, but the only big thing that we've got is that is 90 days required. So we're going to chuck him into FUT Champs, put him into the main team, and see what he can do in that centre mid role. Schweinsteiger over the top, Mbappe running on. Tomore, in fact, quelling the danger. Koulibaly gold, Theo Hernandez gold. Don't understand champs at this point. I'm interested to see how good of a box-to-box Schweinsteiger will be. He's going to go against Gerrard in that mid, who, again, very much an average box-to-box in terms of FIFA, but classic in their day. We're going to try and find Ben Yedder up top, who's going to loop it to Mbappe wide. Schweinsteiger at the edge of the box there. Oh, he's going to stop. I was going to loop it back to him for the volley. Good interception from Schweinsteiger, loses it to Di Natale, but stops the attack from that counter straight away. Schweinsteiger again looking for that movement, really getting bullied in that midfield. We kind of need a little bit more of a snappy start from him, but he seems to be just stopping it every so often, but not necessarily getting the full movement. He's getting knocked down quite quickly, so we'll try and find him on the edge of the box here in a little tap-in scenario. But again, Jones, 89 Jones is coming in very, very handy for this guy. Back over to Schweinsteiger, hits a rocket. Handanovic makes it look easy. Good interception from Schweinsteiger. You can definitely tell the pace increase from Schweinsteiger's prime to his moments. Literally 11 plus can do absolutely wonders as he puts a ball in. Tomore again denying Ben Yedder the header, but most definitely getting 97 pace on a shadow. You will not argue with a Schweinsteiger like that. Good interception from Schweinsteiger there. Gets the play on the motion, looking for a potential counter. Leading it out, looking for that 1-2 with Ben Yedder. 10 men in the running, but we still are holding this lead. Finds it into Mbappe. Mbappe takes the touch. Tomore is going to be sent to the shops for some milk. Bastian, he just can't get past Tomore. Recovers very, very well. Bastian looking across pitch, making his mind up. Hits it straight at Gerrard's feet. Lovely. Good interception from Schweinsteiger. To be honest, I think down a right mid, I really don't see how it would work. His pace is nice and definitely an upgrade from what we've seen from his prime base mid, but I still don't think it's quite enough to be able to kind of go as a right mid or even a right wing. I think nowadays we do find that they just need to get faster and faster, and I think he suits way better in the middle of the field. You're going to get a lot more ball to him and be able to keep it a little bit more. I've noticed interceptions are absolutely massive for him. Being able to kind of just take the ball away whenever he needs to get that counter has been perfect from him. Going to find him here looking for that inch perfect pass. Finds Zanetti running down a wing. Manages to get to it as well. Can we get on the inside? Finds a Ben Yedder. Tries to make Cole, but it's a good block in the end, denying Mbappe his second. Bastion pushing it forward. Seen a hell of a lot more of the attack side of him as we find it through, and the last centre-back just denying him a chance to be one-on-one. I feel like definitely he will finish as well. Long shots are always worth taking a stab at the dart with him, just because we know that he's got a bullet on him. I'm surprised that he doesn't have like a long shot trait or anything like that. That's a cracking pass into Mkhitaryan, but in terms of the attack side of stuff, it's going to be minimal to some extent. He will push forward, but his passing is definitely too good to kind of miss up on that opportunity, whereas intercepting is definitely kind of the big thing from him, what I've seen anyway. Good interception from him again. This is exactly what I mean by his interceptions. That is absolutely perfect. Whip a ball across, probably a little bit early, but Ben Yedder was he's not really the one I want for heading. Mbappe is the cheat code there as he finds another ball in, and Zanetti not getting in open space there either. Schweinsteiger into Ben Yedder again. He's just not got the pace. He's keep on going, and into Mbappe. Pope with a big come out there to stop it going to 3-1. Find Bastion again. Little turn again. Fake him. It's Tonali Fantasy is going to be a fantastic card anyway. So going into the overall for him then. So he's coming in 900k on his SPC. I personally think that is a bit too much. Yes, I believe a lot of that could be inflation with everything that we've had, from all of the player SBCs to all the icon SBCs. We've still got the prime icon player pick still in there until, I believe, tomorrow. So there is a lot going on. So I can imagine prices are a little bit more expensive than normal, but I don't think enough to say that it should be an extra 300k on top. So in terms of the SBC, just a recap of what we've got. It was bronze and silver as a standard, an 84, two 85s, an 86, 87, and 88. If it was my personal opinion, I would have took the 88 out of there, which would have made the price around about 7 to 750. I think that's a much more fairer price. If he's coming in at 650 on tradable coins, which I do understand that you need the coins to buy him, and obviously with cards you can grind over the certain amount of time, I just think that's a bit expensive in comparison to the Zanetti that we've had. Even Socrates, he is technically about 100 to 200k cheaper than a Brazilian cam that is a hell of a lot better in game. And yes, Schweinsteiger, to be fair to him, has had a very, very nice upgrade, as we can see from his prime. 11 pace, 2 shooting, as well as physical and dribbling, 3 on his passing and 1 on his defending. But I think for me, I don't think he's going to fit in that well. He's a 3-star, 4-star. He has got the high work rates, which is brilliant for a box-to-box, but he has got an average body type. And I think the big thing with Schweinsteiger is he's very good at the passing and maybe a little bit more the physical and dribbling kind of elements. But in terms of shooting and defending, he's only moderate in both. I wouldn't say he's got a perfect side. He's not necessarily someone like a Conte who can kind of be the defensive and maybe push forward a little bit, but he's got no kind of massive attack. For me, I think he's kind of average on both in terms of them two, and passing is, again, the big thing. And it's very much like Xavi and Pirlo in some aspects, where his dribbling is very nice with the left stick, passing's very good, but in terms of defending, it's kind of just putting his body in the way. And the same with the shooting. The long shots are nice, but in terms of actual finishing, he's not necessarily going to be bagging you loads of goals every single game. That being said, I think in terms of other centre mids, especially icons, he's probably one of the better ones. You could argue against Gerrard, Lampard and Scholes. Again, they have their own ups and downs in terms of what's basically working in, say, a Foot Champs game. Same with Xavi, Pirlo, Baggio. They are all dependent. In terms of box-to-box, you're looking at somebody like maybe, thinking more of a Lam is kind of more DM. It would be someone like a Ballack, a Vieira, a Hullet. If then you're looking at a Zidane, maybe even Keane to some aspects, but again, shooting's not necessarily his thing. Essien would be a great shout there. Veron, I think, would be a bit under him, I think, personally. But in general, he's not a bad guy. I just don't think 900k is worth this SBC. I think if you was to look at about 600, I'd probably consider it, just because you've got 90 days to complete him. And obviously with Team of the Season around the corner, should be very easy to get a lot of high-rated dupes. But 900, I'd rather save that exact fodder amount and go and do a Prime Icon player pack, because that no way is going to be at least double that. It'll be at least $1 mil, maybe $1.5 million on the first one, and that's the whole of Schweinsteiger's SBC. For me, I'd rather go do a random one and put something in there. So overall, I'll give him a solid 8.8. I think price is definitely too high on this SBC. They should have took away the 88. Pace is decent, nice upgrade compared to his prime, so I would suggest definitely getting the moments rather than the prime if you are looking for either or. The right mid is a negative personally for me because you're putting away a Messi, a Garrincha, a Salah, a Sterling on that side as well for a centre mid, which again then requires a centre mid going right wing or another formation to go more narrow. And then in terms of dribbling, it's nice, not necessarily going to go past everybody, but we don't expect that with a box-to-box Schweinsteiger. I kind of just want him to get the ball, push a little bit forward and pass it off. So overall, not a bad card. Let me know if you're going to be completing him and make sure you like and subscribe.